Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 1st of 2022, and we are just getting closer to Star Wars Andor, except, well, we have a little bit of a setback. In case you guys did not know, Star Wars Andor was actually delayed from August 31st all the way until September 21st, except this time around, like with Kenobi, similar in a sense, they are going to air it with 3 episodes in one day. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are about to do with the new EU is that essentially they are going to be dragging in Star Wars legends from all the stories from the new Jedi Order, Shadows of the Empire, Dark Empire, the Thrawn trilogy, and a lot more to become canon. Now, the thing about Favreau and Filoni is that they have said this before in the past couple of weeks, that they believe that Legends is an endless amount of source material to pull from. And you guys may recall that when Kathleen Kennedy said that there was no source material for them to use for the sequel trilogy and for their approach on all of the new projects, which basically she was just lying at that point, trying to convince new fans that Legends does not exist. So, here we are, it is August now. It's crazy how fast time is moving. I mean, we're just getting closer to 2023 when we finally get to see The Mandalorian Season 3 in February, if it doesn't get delayed like Andor. And so far, so good. Now, on top of all of this, actor Pedro Pascal has been up to a lot. I mean, he's currently involved in Mando 3, doing some additional filming as well on top of that, and getting ready to begin work on Mando 4. Now, with actor Pedro Pascal now getting ready to begin work on that 4th season, he was eventually questioned about his stance on the Kenobi series and the fan reaction to the show and to the entire of the Star Wars universe. That took place, of course, some weeks ago for Kenobi. Now, Pedro eventually was able to state the following to the fans. Well, personally, I think that it's the fans who are the problem of what's causing the creators to lose focus on the direction of these shows. I actually enjoyed Kenobi. I had watched it with my friend and his son, and we all love it. I see no reason why the fans should be complaining for this series. When I look at the fandom, many times I see a big section of angry, loud, opinionated fans who hate diversity and don't want to support that at all. It's these type of fans and others that overly criticize the story of the direction that makes a creator lose their focus on developing the next thing. Looking back at The Last Jedi, I always felt horrible for Rian Johnson, or The Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams, that he didn't want to come back for the fan reception of course, The Last Jedi at the time, from those loud fans, and also what happened with Rian Johnson. It's an art and something that you need to focus on yourself without the demands of others. I will never forget how horrible and pressured Robert Rodriguez felt, of course, one of the directors, by the way, he's talking about, I had worked with for the Book of Boba Fett, and felt while he was making that show. Always looking on social media how Boba Fett should act or how the character should expand in the series. He decided to just filter all of that out and do his own thing and ignore the fans. So, let me just, pause here for a second. Now, I believe it should be the other way around. I think that creators like Robert and Pedro Pascal's mindset on this is quite wrong. Now, sure, you don't want to listen to all the fan requests and just do what they tell you. I understand that. But what you should do is that you should examine what the fans are asking for and research what makes sense with the lore. That's what you should do. You should take time to actually kind of invest your time into what the fans are saying and what the audience is asking for the creators to do, and see if those requests actually make any sense for the story. I think that there's got to be a common thing in one's mind. Know your lore. That's about it. If you're going to get somebody like Robert Rodriguez on board that doesn't really know their lore, that's when, of course, things begin to get bound out of shape. Now, obviously, Pedro Pascal is one of those actors that really just either A, believes in what he's saying, or B, is doing this as some kind of PR stunt that's being pushed by Disney itself. Now, obviously, Disney executives, they're still very happy about what Jon and Dave are doing, and they only want the best for Jon and Dave, and what they plan to do. In fact, they are allowing Favreau and Filoni to do as they please. But that doesn't still stop Disney from pretty much promoting, all of these different things that the actors have to say. So I'm not quite sure if Pedro really means this or if he's being pushed to say this, but I digress. So he goes on to say, and fans just keep playing the blame game on creators. Meanwhile, it's the other way around, he says. As an actor and as somebody who has to play the role, I feel the same effect. The best thing you can do is to not look on social media and to keep to yourself, even though he's on Twitter, about your Star Wars role. Because it's the fans who create many issues for the creators, and maybe that's why fans don't like the product that comes out on the platform. This is a very tough business, and it takes lots of work and dedication to get these shows done on time. I remember working with Rodriguez, and he had told me to just not look on social media, and that fans have already been saying and demanding ways Din Djarin should act with Boba Fett, or how Boba should act with Fennec. It's mindless stuff like that that needs to be downed and drowned out, It's not a simple task to make these shows, and so I am working on the 4th season of Mando now. I have not spent time on anything social media related to Star Wars since. Now, he goes on to say, and I feel I am in my best place and mindset now for the role. I think all the fans need to do is to just stay quiet and to not raise loud opinions about the franchise, as it is not something that they are making. Fans should respect every creator's vision, good or bad, and even if it doesn't fall in with that and what they call lore or canon, whatever it is. Alright, that's, another thing, alright? Pedro Pascal doesn't really know what he's talking about at the end there. He says, canon or lore, whatever that is, alright, whatever. Alright, it's just to him, it's a whatever thing. To me, canon is very important because canon equals consistency, and canon equals how the lore is developed in these stories. So, I think at the end of the day, when you're looking at Star Wars as a whole, right, what they have been doing with the new Star Wars shows, so far so okay. The Kenobi series, let's face it, it had a lot of bad moments in the show. There were some good highlights in there, here and there, but that was about it. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that Kathleen Kennedy had a very large role in that. And Joby Harold, by the way, did not want to listen to the fans as well. He himself even talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that he wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to go by Stuart Beatty's script. He wanted to completely throw that in the garbage. He wanted to just do his own thing in 4 corners and to just not listen to anybody. And that's what he was allowed to do. The only person that he did listen to was Kathleen Kennedy. So that just brings us to another conclusion. Given that Joby Harold is a creator like that never saw Revenge of the Sith, and never really watched the prequels through and through, Leslie Headland, the writer of The Acolyte, is the same. She herself even admitted, I'm not even really a Star Wars fan, and, I'm actually quite honored to be on this project. And that, to me, is a big red flag. When somebody just outright says that. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, but I'm honored to be on a project like this. To me, I think it's very, I think it's just very annoying when actors like Pedro come out and say that the creators should stick to themselves and do their own thing, but you have creators like this that aren't really even Star Wars fans, per se. So, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about Pedro's take on this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.